What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Feed the Geeks. I'm Thirdy.
And this is Bayani. Season 3 continues. And last week, nagstorya talk about Last of Us. And this time, Thirdy wants to talk about the recent launch of the OG zombie game.
Resident Evil 4. Yes.
You finished it over the weekend?
I finished it within 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks, I guess. It came out.
Really? It's been 2 weeks?
Wait, when did it come out?
I think last week.
Oh, it came out last Friday. It's a short. It's a short game. I mean, it's not something that you get to spend like 100 hours on.
Yeah, I would think that's what the new games are worth now. Like, diba, isn't that the point of the triple A's na that? Oh, I can get lost in this one for a good 100 hours. Isn't that how you people talk?
How you people? What is this segregation bullshit? That's not how it usually goes. It depends on the genre of gaming, because when you're dealing with open world games, of course, that's the one that there's a demand for longer hours in RPGs. But games like survival horror, can you imagine a horror game spanning 50 hours or more? That would exhaust you. That would exhaust you, man.
Yeah. How long did it take me to finish Last of Us? I think I was 24 hours in?
Yeah.
Or Final Fantasy. So that's it. That's actually a good triple A na ano. You just really spent all your time just playing it the entire weekend.
No. I mean, I had stuff to do. I had work stuff, but I mean, Resident Evil is a really short game. Like what Last of Us did, just 20 hours of story, and besides, I already know what the game is all about because I played the original from 10 years ago. But I completely forgot everything about that. But I still remember a few key pieces though.
Yeah, usually for me when it comes to remakes, I don't like to revisit the thing right away, a week before na mo watch ko ana. I remember when a Harry Potter movie would come out, I akong try and test na reading the book before a release and not reading before a release, and I tend to enjoy the adaptation more if dili fresh ang katong akong gibasa. So perhaps siguro na when it comes to siguro The Last of Us, I dili ko nag-replay before the series. I'm going in completely based on what I remember lang kung sino retain. So, I guess you didn't do that, Sud, for Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, I did not. I know that something happened here, nga. This specific part of the game is what, stressed me the most 10 years ago. And then when I saw it on the remake, and I'm when I opened the door and I saw that scenario, that same enemy placements, I muttered jud nga, oh fuck, this one again. So I was expecting that something would change. They did change a lot of things, but it's really, really cool now, and the face model of Ashley is the main selling point of everyone else.
Do they pick out these different mga job actresses or
no, stop that. There's no job act. What do you mean?
Do they pick out these models, but do they all come from the same Tifa factory? Na more okay, you're the next one. You're the next Tifa.
I have no idea.
Mugawa sila. Are they all Russian or something? Because I remember na kanang the other NPC na waifu, si Elizabeth from BioShock. I remember she was a Russian, I think. Maybe I'm just remembering a cosplayer lang.
Yeah, the only thing I followed right now are the Capcom face models for the Resident Evil games, because they're actually based on people that are actually real. So this one here, Ashley here, is based on I think it's a Dutch internet star called Ella Freya. I mean, she's Ella Freya, guys, if you're listening to this one, search for that. You could tell that this one is a different like breed. Like she's insane.
Yeah.
She's cute.
Just don't just don't harass her, I guess. Okay?
Yeah, of course.
Like that's kind of what happened to the face models of Dina and Abby from The Last of Us. Whereas like I don't know, like sometimes people will just find them to be mean to them online.
Yeah.
Especially kanang si Abby. And I'm like, oh, and then people think na trans ang katong face model ni Abby, and I'm like, you fucking idiots, you didn't play the game. Like
Yeah.
Abby is a straight woman.
Yeah.
But
They're just face models, man. But I really appreciate what they did, how they pick the face model, because the Ashley in RE4 is basically what?
She looks like an anime character. Like she looks like a Tifa. That's all
Yeah,
I'm saying. Like,
exactly. Yeah, which is why Tifas are my thing. And when I saw that, when I saw her face model, and when she's my companion in the game, I've never stopped using photo mode. Like I keep putting on photo mode. Oh, you look cute here. All right, I'll take a photo of you. I think I have like 10 or I don't know shots of her just doing random things there.
Can you buy Ashley things, but like, can you change her costume?
Yeah,
or
you can.
you
can.
get her items?
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
It's funny because Resident Evil 4 is set in 2004, right? And that was like
Yeah.
the age of like goth, like Evanescence, Linkin Park, the dawn of those things.
Yeah.
And Ashley here is the president's daughter, so she has to be rich, right? So she owns a Motorola Razor. Like I remember, I still have that one, and her alternate costume is like I don't know, a goth chick with a band name on it.
Karang scene kayo sa
Yeah. Scene.
na cosmetic.
Yeah. It's really crazy to imagine that RE4 Remake is still set in 2004.
I know that Resident Evil 4 is kind of siya ang cornerstone sa bringing the Resident Evil games to the third-person shooter. And then like mo na ni ang mo full circle na ang tanan ng mga Resident Evils that they've all been remade na. So kanang completed na bang experience? Is the circle complete for you as a fan?
I don't think so. There's more to expect in Resident Evil, but
Oh my
it's
God.
still
I
great
think-
that what I mean, it's great. That
Well, are
you
they
get
gonna?
to
Do
see it
you need
again.
them to remake Codename Veronica or something? Because I have
Wow.
no idea what that is.
Where do you hear that name?
because like after you said we're gonna cover John Wick and Resident Evil, I immediately went, oh fuck, I have to do my research now. And then I was just watching all the Resident Evil lore in 20 minutes, and I was just ako naging absorbed like like I'm preparing for a periodical test, and then kanang I got through. I already saw the first John Wick, so I watched the second one, and then I was halfway through the third one. But yeah, I was doing like my research, so I wanted to see like from a fan perspective, like more like, oh, is it a good? Are the Resident Evil fans eating good, or is it more of like, I take a relief.
They're actually eating good right now, but compared to like 5 or 6 years ago, they were not eating good. With all the bad
What was-
games, with all the bad movies, with all those shitty things that happened, like it wasn't in a good place. But right now, at least, I think they learned that they have to remake, like put a one remake thing here and then put a new game here. So
Yeah.
it's like balancing two different things together, and it worked for them, right? So
Yeah, it's kind of the Star Wars model where they're like, okay, sequel movie, and then you get your nostalgia pander movie, and then right now it's just full of nostalgia, but like at least na hints na okay, we're getting new stuff.
yeah.
At least.
So it's in a good place right now, and I'm surprised that you actually followed through the lore. I mean, Resident Evil games aren't to be taken seriously. Like they're
Yeah, I
just
can
this virus thing. Something happened with the virus. You're a person. You shoot stuff. That's basically the plot, and it's campy.
Karon na ako naka-realize na, Wesker was an agent in the first game and he betrays you, and Ada Wong was a bad person all along. I thought she was an agent.
No, I mean
Like-
Ada Wong is a complex character. Like, she's the what do you call that? The Kylo Ren of your analogy, whatever that how that works.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
But like, I know that the Stars people are like they're the shield of the franchise. They're the Chris Redfield, si Jill Valentine,
Yeah.
and is it Claire Redfield gets her own games, and I think there's a Carlos somewhere in there, or
Yeah.
Charlie.
It's a Carlos. It's a
And-
Carlos guy. And the thing here is like Resident Evil games have like it caters to all different genders. Like if you're attracted to the male characters, there's always that person that you'd like. And then if you're attracted to female characters, that's something you like. It's like it's a hot pot of tastes.
Oh
This-
yeah, I saw a meme about like how na pull back ang sexualization ni Ashley and ni Ada Wong kay tungod si Leon is the one who gets sexualized the most out of everyone.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Kay he's a very pretty guy. And ang samo kay they made mods for Leon where kanang naka-crop top siya and he has like a tramp stamp on his like
Yeah.
ano, on his like ab and also his ass.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
And
Like,
it was made during the demo period, so that was like the first few. That was the first week of the game when the demo came out, and then everyone made a mod out of that one. So imagine the internet's efforts on that.
Yeah, it was like this is why I don't play video games because they just appeal to the female fantasy. You know,
Yeah.
it's it's like we just have another Cloud Strife in our hands, just like the other guy who had the most boring name in a Final Fantasy game, karang
Zach.
former see Zack Fair.
Zach. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
There's a lot of potential with like these new remakes right now, and it's great to see it. But there are problems along the way as well with like the lack of original ideas. I don't know.
Didn't
It's
you-
a top.
I thought you really liked Resident Evil Village.
Oh, I
It was
enjoy
not,
Resident
not
Evil
enough
Village.
Lady Dimitrescu.
I'm not. I don't even. She's not even like my thing, man. Like she's too big. Like I'm not. I'm not into the death by snoo kind of thing. Like she's gigantic. I know that, and then he has like big badonkers, but not for me. Not for me. I think I would. I think I'm more attracted to in Resident Evil the new games. I'm attracted to Rose, Ethan's kid. But she's older
Okay,
now.
okay.
She's older now. She's not a
she's
baby
the-
anymore.
She's the lead of the DLC. I think.
Yeah, that one.
Did you
So
check
she,
that out?
yeah, I checked that out. I didn't get to play it though because I sold my game, so I can't touch that anymore.
Oh damn.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, aside
So-
from the eating good for Resident Evil, we also eaten shit with the TV shows and the Netflix movies that we've had just recently. And
Oh yeah.
yeah.
But I thought I thought being corny was part of the franchise. I mean, like, I think I saw some of Leon Kennedy's canon dialogue from the game, and I'm like, oh, so this is what the franchise is like. It really is corny, Monday.
Yeah,
So I
it
thought
is corny. But the problem with that one is when you do it in an adaptation like a TV series or a movie, they take it too seriously that you remove the corniness out of it. Like, it's so stupid. That's why it never works. It never works in the movie, in the Raccoon City movie. It never worked on that Netflix show because everyone has their own set of problems and just have fun and kill zombies, man. That's the point of
Did you-
Resident Evil.
Did you watch the Netflix show? Ba?
I did not bother watching the show.
Yeah, okay. A lot of it, I thought it was embracing the pagka-corny sa franchise. Kay, I think there's a real moment there where someone says, "It's you. You're the evil resident." And I'm like, really? This is part of the series?
What? They said that? I have no
Yeah.
idea they said that.
And it was like someone was like, I can't believe they put this line in the series. And it's like, it's you.
That's probably a meme. That's not even real. I think the only redeeming presence in that TV show, in the Netflix one, was Lance Reddick as Albert Wesker. Yeah.
Yeah, Lance Reddick. I was looking back at all the cool shit that he did, and then I was like, oh yeah, he was in that Resident Evil series, so he must have thought it was funny at some point.
Yeah, I mean, he's a funny guy. Like, he knows how to, like, pick his
Yeah.
roles. He wants to be LeVar Burton, right?
But,
So that's good for
like
him.
besides that LeVar Burton one, I was like watching his mga funny or die skits, and one of them is his Toys or Me. Na muna siya really serious na toy store manager, and then na siya fun kayo na description dito na nag-describe siya Bakugan, where he's like, you have to think like you're a Bakugan, and you have to like kind of deep cut the lore mo. So I'm like Lance Reddick. Eh.
He said
Yeah,
Bakugan.
and he says it like properly. He says Bakugan, unlike kinda I think the guy in the scene was like Bakugan. He says it like that. But he's like Bakugan. No, he says it so no dead serious kayang now. So I'm like, oh man. I was like, sayang kayo na
Yeah.
I wasn't a bigger fan before he died.
You weren't a bigger fan. Oh, I mean, I'm not a big fan niya, pero when he's in every media that I consumed. So imagine that. I was playing Horizon.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
there. I was playing Destiny 2. He's fucking there. He's the main character. He's the guy who's leading the Vanguard. And John Wick 4.
Oh yeah,
He was
he's
there.
in that one too.
Yeah. And yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. He died.
But
and
let's
sucks. I'm gonna miss
since
him.
you mentioned John Wick, are we wrapping up our Resident Evil talk? Which was so Lance Reddick was in that one too.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it for Resident Evil.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna already to like half an hour just Resident Evil this, Resident Evil that, and I was just like, okay, that's all of my research out the window then.
Nah. no.
Just like
I mean, the only thing they care about is like Ada Wong, Ashley, and Leon. So that's not the point here. We're not gonna talk about world domination here. We're not gonna talk about plagues and all. That's not the thing.
I was also wondering na dili ba racist ang game na it's like from zombies Mexicans ang mong fight or Spanish people.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a very controversial it had its controversial moments as well. Like, it wasn't the most silent releases like without any feedback and backlash. Like Resident Evil 4, there's a lot of with the Spanish thingy, but eventually it died down. But it got worse though with Resident Evil 5
Why?
because it was in an African setting. So it's so the zombies are black people.
Oh no.
And then it was it was a heightened it was a political climate that's pretty sensitive na when it came out. So like everyone started to discover the word woke, discover the word something like that. So it had its moments, but I guess if you don't see anything wrong with American zombies or Chinese zombies, you shouldn't see anything wrong with like black zombies or Spanish zombies, right? Like
I
come on.
guess.
Like, we're all for equality.
Yeah, it's not like the people themselves are inherently bad. It's just like the real villain of the franchise is the Umbrella Corporation, and they're making a virus and just somehow it dissipates in these remote locations that so happen to have minorities in the American sense.
Yeah.
But these are
No, I mean,
these
what do you
are
mean?
Japanese games, so I don't imagine na woke kayo sila, like even in like the now times, like even in 2023
let's
times.
avoid saying woke.
Okay, like I can't imagine that they're updated with the politically correct na ano, and I think they go with a different filter than the US na politically correct. Like you don't put the filter of Final Fantasy through the filter of Last of Us because lahi man ang naghimo ana. Like for me, Barrett is still a very aged na character in Final Fantasy, but you know people like him, and it's just I don't see anyone complaining.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, oh, now we're still gonna talk about Resident Evil now.
Like Lance Reddick was already our in on John Wick. Just like
Yeah.
final thoughts Resident Evil then. Uh,
uh, uh, the funny thing here, what you said, like when it dissipates into these like minorities and like villages and stuff, because at the end of every Resident Evil game, you see snippets of the life before the village or before this place, before this city was like terrorized by this virus. But like you can tell how mundane everything is. Everything is so normal. Like they had a life.
mhm.
And then when these like fuckers came in, like shit hits the
Oh
fan.
man.
So yeah, but moving on. Like let's stop with the
Yeah,
Resident
so
Evil. Like we've had enough
Yeah,
of that.
so check it out. If you like Resident Evil, if you like waifus, go. Let's Ashley. I'm Team Ashley
Yeah.
or Team Ada
Wow.
or whatever, or Team Leon.
Team Lead. Yeah. To each his own.
Yeah. So John Wick. Yeah, both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both of us ended up watching movies this week, and see, 30 watched John Wick 4, and I ended up going to the theater and nagtanong ko Dungeons and Dragons. But since I also
Yeah. What a weird parallel or whatever.
I'm like, I've been doing a lot of murag updating on the box office, like katulaging Suzume, and then nagtanong ko Shazam, and then like I don't know why. I guess because we were supposed to record the day on that day, and then you were like, "Di ko ka record." So I was like, "Hey, Dungeons and Dragons is out. Why don't I watch it?" Okay, I was
Yeah, it's the perfect movie to watch in between the break we had, right?
and I was like, I couldn't watch John Wick 4 because I was still halfway through John Wick 3. I watched John Wick 2, like, karang to prepare, and then I was halfway through John Wick 3, and then I fell asleep again. Okay, I fell asleep watching John Wick 2, so like, what oh god, I'm like, I'd rather watch something else
Okay.
than John Wick 4, but you like, let's contextualize this John Wick franchise for me, will you not? Like,
Yeah. So the thing is, because I don't think you're interested in action movies. Like, you're not into the spy thriller, right? I
Hey,
think.
I'm
No,
like-
you're not the Bond.
I guess I watch Marvel movies. That's action, right?
Fuck that shit. Like what, Winter Soldier? Is that the only spy movie they had, right?
I also saw Black Widow. That's a spy movie, right?
Oh yeah, it was a spy movie. It was a spy movie. Oh
Yeah,
my
it
god.
got serious. They were like,
Uh,
their message was like, the most powerful resources in the world is little girls. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. Oh,
human trafficker.
That's some Epstein
Yeah,
shit.
I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, they went there, but nobody likes the movie. But all right.
Yeah, that was a very dark message though. But back to the spy, spy thrillers. I'm actually disappointed that you slept through John
But
Wick.
it's
Like-
like ang problems na ko with John Wick 2 were immediate because I saw the first John Wick and I kind of like I get what it is. It's kind of like it's a flimsy story to like they just need Keanu to go on a rampage, and then the selling point is the action scenes in the movie where it's John Wick just mowing through everyone with like precision, and then he's just like headshotting everyone, and like I think even the sequels are addressing how flimsy the story is, where they go like, all this for what, John Wick? You go against high table for dog and car, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
You don't have to do the accents, okay?
I'm sorry, because you have to, because they're high table. Like, we come to assess Baba Yaga. And, like, when you watch it, Mangud, like, oh, this is the hook of the movie. It's the visuals that you watch, and I don't know. Maybe John Wick is also Family Guy, so like, like I have to do it for my wife. I'm the only one left to remember her. Like he talks like
how did you get that? How do you know how he speaks?
That's how he speaks
He's
now.
fucking.
Like that's how Keanu Reeves speaks in all of his like roles anymore. Like there's no more character change. It's always just him just reading off the teleprompter and just going
Yeah.
like, my family is this. More like si Kingpin from Daredevil. Like more like I have to get like my painting from Vanessa. You ratioed me in front of Vanessa.
That is stupid.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
Yeah, I'm not gonna give credit to Keanu Reeves here. I mean, I'm not gonna give credit to his acting. He's not the most talented person when it comes to acting, I think.
no, not
When
anymore.
I don't know, maybe he gave up. Maybe he gave
Like-
up. He you know.
Like it's either he's screaming or he's just like saying like something else. Like, but I liked I like Keanu in The Matrix. He's like more like he's saying shit like whoa, and then he's like I know kung fu. But recently, so
Yeah.
young John Wick, and then even Cyberpunk, he kind of just reads all the lines in the same way. Like, I'm not convinced that Johnny Silverhand is a punk rocker or any.
No, hey, this is where we draw the line here. This is where the thing here is like I actually like Keanu Reeves as Johnny Silverhand. Like, he was great in that one, yeah. Because the thing in that one was he was reading things. He felt the need to express what he read instead of like acting like one-liners and like 4 or 5 sentences like a baby. So there's more character to it instead of like acting on a film.
I'm like more like damn Keanu, like he can hit a marker and do a lot of kung fu rolls and grab and throw people, but like I think the movie is also like realized that John Wick 2 takes a really long time to get to all the murdering. Like I think the first like they have one big kanang car scene where he's like getting his car, and then afterwards it's a really long process of him just like gathering weapons and gathering his suit, and then like all the people are just like kanang, oh we're a fancy club, here's your weapons, Mr. Wick, should I send them up in the room for you? And then and then we get to the action bit, and then like that was John Wick 2. And then pag John Wick 3, it's like immediately he's still like nagdaga na siya and he's trying to get the action thing immediately. So I read it as the movie going, oh okay, like it wants to immediately get to the action and get rid of all the like story shit, because this is not what the John Wick franchise is.
Yeah. But there's something you missed in John Wick in the John Wick series, because the world building there is pretty original and
Okay.
something you could actually like you could tell okay, this is pretty
Okay,
interesting.
well,
The thing like there's like
Okay.
there's like an underground assassin
Like,
thingy.
what doesn't have an underground assassin thingy? And it's like
No,
he's
an established order
one-
of chaos.
he's the one holding my marker, so I have to follow the rule and kill his sister. Like, what's the rule? Like, there are markers, but then there are open contracts, and then like the accounting office with all the ladies with the tattoos is a really interesting visual. But like, how do the markers work? It's like, this your blood on it, Holly Berry, and like
I actually forgot how that works. I forgot how everything of that works now. But the thing here is like it's interesting to see a world where the regular citizens are sidetracked, ba? Like it's not about them. It's not about the regular people. It's about these like psychos like trying to kill one another for a bounty on their heads. So it's unique. Like there's a lot of things that you can play around in this kind of world building. That's why sometimes all they have to do is just let just let Keanu Reeves do his thing, because they can just back it up with lore if they want to, as long as it remains consistent with like this like high table bullshit that I don't
The
know.
high table.
But yeah, I actually like the concept of like the high
Yeah.
table. Like it's the I don't know. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
and they're
man.
like, oh,
it's pretty
they're
cool.
like, we work under the table. Oh, like, no, ano ko, like, it took me a while to realize, like, oh shit, it's a Matrix reunion Monday. Kinda when they introduce kinda si Lawrence Fishburne again, and he's the Bowery King, and I'm like, oh shit, it's Morpheus and Neo again, and then see Morpheus is just explaining how the birds work, and ligaw kayo si Lawrence Fishburne because he can't decide whether he's like Lawrence Fishburne or like a stereotypical black guy. Like what a like the way that his
Yeah.
Bowery King talks, it's like he leaves from we function here under the table to like keep order around things, and then on the next second he goes like, "Damn, we going to Applebee's tonight." And I'm like, what the fuck?
He's actually a scene stealer in John Wick 4, and he gets better and better in every John Wick chapter. So he's my favorite character there.
Oh, okay.
And we haven't really talked about John Wick.
Yeah, I'm
4.
still like I'm still like trying to build up to it because I'm trying to get through like what I think about the franchise so far. Like 2.5 movies in, and I'm like, it's directed man good by stuntmen si David Leitch ug si Chad Stalebski or Stahelski. Yeah, mga stuntmen madena sila.
Yeah.
So like, okay, so they wanted to make this story like, and then I think they just come up with the stunts first, and then they're like, okay, we need this stunt, this stunt, this stunt, and then they throw it at the writer and go like, okay, put a story around that, and then the writer's just like, okay, like, let me do it.
Yeah, I mean, it worked, right? Like it worked for 4 fucking chapters.
Yeah, okay.
So I guess that's pretty unique. Okay, what
So the second movie, it's him against an Italian guy, and then the third movie, the entire table is going against John Wick now. And I don't know how it ends, but I don't really care. So like, unsa na ang fourth one? What's the premise for John Wick 4?
the John Wick 4 is all about like redemption. Like John Wick trying to get himself out of this mess that he created.
Okay,
Like,
what mess specifically?
We all know that
Like, how does...
he killed the Italian dude.
Oh, he killed si Tai Lung?
He killed the guy in the Continental,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
On Continental
He
grounds.
killed the guy in the Continental. And then in the third one, like, they put a bounty on his head so that every assassin in the world is after him. So he has to get help from Halle Berry, who also likes dogs. And then at some point, Braun was there, and then they killed Braun, I think. And then, like, I don't know how it ends yet, but how does it end? And, like, what's the setup for 4?
Basically, in episode 3, John Wick is still on the run.
Okay.
But he did realize that in John Wick 4, there's no stopping the high table now, and his redemption is like nearing its end. Like, the only way to get out of this mess that he created is, he just to die. Like, there's no point in this shit anymore. But John Wick's feelings here in the 4th movie are actually really good. He's trying to justify his actions, whether he wants to live more for people, for himself, or he's trying to find his purpose again. Because from the looks of it, man, like John Wick after his like Baba Yaga days, like he's not going on a rampage anymore, right? Like the people are like throwing shit at him. That's why he comes back and then killing them all. Like he did nothing wrong. So in John Wick 4, like I actually felt bad for the guy. Yeah, okay, this dude needs a fucking break. He needs a hug, or I don't know, because in the entire movie, it's 3 hours long.
Oh man,
almost 3 hours long. Yeah, so the entire movie is all about chasing John Wick to the very ends of the earth, and at the last hour of the movie is exactly like the thing that I wanted the most. Good gay. It's pure. Like I can imagine the John Wick series as a video game kind
Like
of thing.
Sifu.
Like yeah, something like that. Because you fight bosses, you kill the bosses, you fight mobs of enemies, and then there's a boss character there. So I like that idea. I like that stupid shit. I like to turn my brain off and then just appreciate how Keanu Reeves does his like reload animations.
Oh, yeah.
And so
I'm like,
that's
maling
good.
ako just watching Keanu just like go from, unsa na? I don't know what the side is called, but he turns the gun sideways, like murag. So
Yeah, I think it's a tactical. I don't know. It's a tactical check. I don't know what you call
Yeah.
that, to check the ammo of the
Yeah.
gun, if it works with your gun or not. I actually Googled that one. I did learn a lot of my pistol from the John Wick YouTube
Okay.
comments, so that was good.
Yeah, I can imagine there are a lot of dude bros just going like, "Oh shit, did you see what Keanu did? Like that reload thing with his hand where he like flicked it towards the end?" And I'm like, "All right,
Yeah.
I can imagine the nerds like karang like getting excited over that."
I mean, it's eye candy. Like everything, every gunshot in that in every John Wick movie feels like it's a smack in your face.
I'm like, there's a scene in John Wick 2 where they're just falling down the stairs for a really long time, and I'm just like, oh, grabe, luya, stuntman eh. Like,
yeah.
you're made
Yeah.
to be amazed at karang how crazy the stunts are. Like, Keanu's getting hit by cars all the time, and then like they're riding horses now, and like Keanu has to be at the side of the horse. Like, it's crazy. Like, this is what these movies are for. I don't like
Yeah.
if you're in the mood for like like I don't know. Is it? Could you say?
Something stupid and cool.
Could you say na parehas siya vibes the Raid ang action niya?
I have never seen.
Well,
The Raid.
really, Mr.
Sorry.
Cinema over here,
Yeah.
who's like, you don't
Yeah.
watch John Wick? Oh, you don't like action movies? Well,
I did see The Raid. I think I saw the first one when I was young. It's an old movie, right?
2010s yun gawas?
Because I think my father saw it somewhere, and then he's like, I know the actors were like these Indonesian guys,
Yeah.
right?
It's more of like
Yeah.
it's more of like mga relentless kung fu movies, just like John Wick. So it's like the movie doesn't question that there's like there was an entire massacre that happened in the location. It's more of just like, look at the one guy take out the entire room of guys, and like yeah, and then it's like, let's
Okay,
worry
that's
about the
that's-
ramifications later. Like murag, it's murag grabe, like the wake of John Wick's, like he kills like 20 people per location, or at least 30 something people na he headshots them. Like, is no one gonna stop this person? Like, imagine if he gets into a school or something. Like, more
What? That's the least of your concerns, Bayani. I mean, the thing with that one here is like, in the John Wick universe, they actually have a cleaner, so they have someone to clean up
they
the
have
mess.
they have a Mike Ehrmantraut to do it.
Yeah, they have people for that, and we don't have to ask stupid questions in that movie. I mean, it's just an action
Yeah.
flick. And yeah, what you said about the Raid, in John Wick 3, the Raid actors are actually there in
they're
the movie.
there. Like one guy.
Yeah.
He looks just like my
So-
friend Bugs, and I was
Mhm.
like, oh shit, Bugs is in this one. But like,
Oh, all right.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, go on. Like, and so far.
Yeah, and John Wick 4, I'm not gonna spoil it for everybody, but
What are you gonna
if you're gonna
spoil the
plan to-
action scenes? Like, I know that he fights Donnie Yen,
you.
and I think Donnie Yen is blind again. And then, like, yeah, I'm right. No, I'm right. He's like, it's
he is blind. They explicitly said that he is blind. Come
yeah,
on.
I'm like, what the fuck, Donnie Yen? It's like, I know that you're a kung fu master, but like, a blind kung fu master again, just like in Rogue One. But I guess like if you find your niche, and then so like who else does he fight? Does he fight Pennywise the clown? Like, but it's
He
But
does
it's-
fight Hiroyuki Sanada.
Oh,
though.
he fights Last Samurai guy. Okay.
Yeah, so that was a really good pairing there. So whoa, these two dudes finally.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. And here's the thing about John Wick. The reason why I love it is like another reason why I love the series is that they keep imagining scenarios that I would never imagine that could happen in an action
Mhm.
movie. Because I wasn't expecting a horseback battle in John Wick 3.
Mhm.
Like you just can't see that. Knives throwing out, knives out.
What was there a glass onion in this one? Like,
Yeah, like you can't imagine that one. And in John Wick 4, they turned it up to 11.
Wow.
Like there's one scene, man, that it was in the Arc de Triomphe. It's like the Fuente Circle of Paris.
Alright.
So it's like intense traffic. Vehicles never stop
Whoa.
circling around that rotunda.
Mhm.
So the entire action scene was there.
Whoa.
John Wick shooting everyone, people dropping by, and then people get bumped by cars, and then John Wick shoots at them while they get flown in the air with he aims at a headshot. And also John Wick gets hit by cars as well, so it's a relentless
Yeah, chaotic.
like it's a relentless man, it's a relentless shootout that I never thought it would happen in an action film. And then there's also a scene there's one part in the movie that I like. I'm sure you've heard of that one. It's an overhead shot, a one take shot that feels like Hotline Miami, the video game.
No. Just
Oh,
keep going.
fuck
Just
you.
go.
It's like an overhead shot of like you playing a video game. You remember when you play like a pixel game, you're in a you have walls there, you shoot people, yeah, something like that. That's exactly the angle they're looking
Mhm.
for. It's trying to replicate the idea of a video game like that. So John Wick was like shooting everyone out there,
Mhm.
and like you can feel like you're controlling John Wick. So
Wow.
I was giggling, man. I was giggling. I'm talking to myself there, like, what the fuck are they doing here? This is so cool.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I don't think anyone can top that
Yeah,
scene.
they said though that
With-
they said that they were planning to end the franchise with John Wick 4, but the movie made so much money that they were like, "Oh, we gotta make 6 more John Wickses," and then like we gotta make a spin-off. There's spin-offs planned now for something called Ballerina with Ana de Armas, and I'm like, I don't know. They want to make a homeless Morpheus like kanang spin-off daw siguro.
There's a lot of potential with spin-offs with John Wick because it's an original story, an original world, right? So they can just play around it how they want.
Like,
no,
I
I
don't
mean
think
it's
it's a story,
It's
like-
their creation.
I'm like, more for
Fuck
for
you.
me,
It's an original
Okay.
world. Kana lang. That I just want to say that one. Just an original world that they can just play around with. Like oh okay, John Wick is already out of the picture, so let's put random lore shit into that and then insert John Wick's name on it. So Ana de Armas, you could do that. You could be John Wick's best friend when you were
It's
in
like
middle
Lady
school.
Wick.
So that's good.
yeah, John Wick's best
Lady Wick.
friend in the ballerina school.
Yeah.
We have a weird atoy.
So
I am owed.
I forgot what happened in John Wick
Is
2
it-
now.
is
I
it
only
look-
skipped to the action
look what
parts.
the fuck? That's how you enjoy them, because you skip right to the action part. You fucking dick.
No. I watch it. I watch the full movie, and then when I get bored, I skip to the action parts now. Not like even in John Wick 3, like I keep watching that scene. I think the first few minutes of that movie where he throws knives and
Oh,
then
yeah.
runs out of the assassins. That
Oh
was
yeah,
really
that
cool.
knife, like more
So
for some reason they're in a knife store, and then they were fighting, and then they realized that there were knives all around them, so they just start like throwing knives. I'm like, oh, this is fun.
yeah,
And like,
how can you not enjoy the entire experience?
Lingaw man,
That just makes
Lingaw
sense.
man, and just like more, it has a lot of dialogue parts that are clearly like more not its strong suit, and then Keanu's not a good
Yeah.
actor when it's not action. Like, It's just weird to like listen to him all the time. Like I mean, everybody loves the guy, but it's like more like, so you're saying the high table is, and then his face is always just confused, looking at it, and then that's how he talks all the time.
Yeah. You would find a problem in John Wick 4 because it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't even speak there. Like, all the side characters do the talking for him. So Donnie Yen, even the blind man, gets to speak for him.
Oh man, Donnie.
Rina Sawayama there,
Yeah.
like the cutie new girl from in the John Wick.
Oh,
I love her.
is she the deaf girl?
No, she's the indie. She's an indie singer.
Okay.
I mean, she's an artist. Yeah, but it's weird that they added artists in John Wick, and she can fight, man. I like her.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think, not. I don't hate Holly Berry, but like, they were trying to clearly make a female John Wick with her character because she has like some battle dogs. But the coolest parts about Holly Berry's part is mostly just that they were doing stunts with the dogs, and then they were all running around and jumping like through like walls and I was like, oh damn, those dogs are cool. But like, claro kayo si Halle Berry that she's kind of pulling the punches when she's doing the action scenes. Like, oh man, like Halle Berry, you're trying the shit out of it. Like, I commend you, but it's not as gruesome just as the way Keanu is just like wrapping his arms around heads and then just like.
Oh yeah, I mean, she's not trained to like do stuff like that. Like, it's only just one movie she did that, and she grew out of her like Catwoman days and Storm days
man.
now. So that's already
Catwoman.
gone.
Oh man, but yeah, John Wick 4. Like, is it a good time to get into John Wick right now? Like, when did you get into the franchise?
When it first came out. Like, when was John Wick 1?
I don't know, 20.
Like, I was actually
That's a
hooked
full-
on the idea that like
Mhm.
he's an assassin and then killed his dog. Like, it's a stupid premise, right? Killing his dog.
Really? Did you like?
Dude goes
did you
on
like
revenge.
Nobody as well with Bob Odenkirk?
Fuck you. The thing here is, it was stupid. I didn't think it was a good story. It was just stupid. Like, they made him look like he's a monster, and he is a monster. So I was sold on that one, and alright, that's pretty cool. And then, it's the perfect time to watch if you guys want to catch up on the series.
I was like, for me, it's Keanu Reeves' version of Mission Impossible. Namorag. The story doesn't really matter, but their characters are familiar, and then it has this kind of espionage world, and each movie is kind of just selling you on its big stunt. So, if John Wick 3 was sana horse, like people on horses na fight nila, so John Wick 4 is a blind Yen again, and kanang also, like say Keanu Reeves versus Scorpion.
Yeah, there's a growing discourse with John Wick versus Mission Impossible now. So everyone's like, oh, which is the better action movie, John Wick or blah blah blah. I didn't really get into it, but I don't know. I don't want to talk about that. But it's a growing discourse on Twitter, and everyone keeps talking like, oh, John Wick is gonna outsell the Mission Impossible series now. Okay, Tom Cruise is at his end. All right.
Yeah, if it's gonna keep going like Morag, I just feel like I'm really concerned about Keanu Reeves because he's already 60, and I don't know if he has that Tom Cruise magic formula na like whatever Scientology is feeding Tom Cruise. Like, I don't know unsa yung secret niya but unsa naman ka ning si Keanu Reeves, but I guess he enjoys doing all the action stuff. Like, maybe it keeps him limber, like kind of just doing karate every day nonstop, and then just like doing the gun, like reloading animations. I think nalingaw lang siya. So yeah,
I mean, he's having fun. He's a pretty chill guy.
Has like it has a lifespan of maybe 5 more years, maybe 2 more movies, and then let's like murag. Okay, we got a Son of Wick nata, or like where else it would spin off.
Chapter 4 is like a break for now, so they're taking a needed break for the series. So what you see at the end of John Wick 4 is, think of it as a conclusion for now. until we see the new one, maybe like 5 years from now. So savor it while it lasts.
Yeah. John Wick 4. I'll wait for the. I'm still waiting to finish 3 before I can check it out in theaters, but it's doing really, really good numbers right now, so I think it's gonna be staying for a while. Like, I can probably check it out next week if I have like the time. But if action isn't your game, like me, like maybe you should check out D&D Honor Among Thieves.
DB and Dan White, Benioff?
Yeah, it's like...
Is that
yeah,
it?
they're the reason apparently why Game of Thrones sucks, okay? Like, it's fun fantasy. Like, nalingaw ko sa, Dungeons and Dragons. Like, you...
Yeah, I heard the reviews are great.
Like, when I told you that I watched it, you immediately went, di ko mo tanawa na, bay? That's kid shit. Like, murag, why not, 30?
Did you just out me on our podcast episode that I said
yeah, but
that?
I want to know what you're thinking because like there are franchises where I'm like I don't need to watch that, but you're so brave na ning admit ka ate. Nga naman, why don't you want to watch D&D?
Fantasy movies have like it's dull for me. Like I don't know, I'm tired of that idea that there's a dragon, there's magic everywhere. Like I've seen Aragon.
Really, Ferdy, like
I've seen
you're a big Final Fantasy like fan. It's like you get a big boner whenever someone puts the letters FF together, and then you're like,
it's a video game format, man.
And
you have a lot of time to express, to feel the world around you. It's not a movie. It was just 2 hours long.
Yeah, but it's not like niganahan ko because they could have went like multiple directions here. Like they could have went meta where like they're people playing a game and then afterwards like we get to visualize the game that they're playing, or they could have went super serious with the lore and like we come from like I don't know what the Dungeons and Dragons lore is. It's pretty expensive. I don't know what the name of the world is, but like I know that serious ang fantasy niya, but
wait, so it's not Jumanji? Is that a Jumanji
it's not.
kind of thing?
It's like you just jump into the world, and the world has established lore. They have like based on what I know about Dungeons and Dragons, they use a lot of mga D&D terms like skullduggery, arcane, and like they name mga mga locations like Waterdeep, and there's a lot of Easter eggs for it. So mura siya ganang Warcraft na mura. It brings you into this world, and then they have a story for these characters, and like they just play around with it. It doesn't have any serious na mura ganang stakes or anything. It's kind of like a general fantasy story na ilalang sprinkle og mga details na in the world of D&D, which I think like fans will like. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know what that is. And what they do is the way that the story plays out is they play it like a campaign where murag really weird things that can come up on a table or like they happen. Like for example, there's like a really evil villain, and then someone goes like, I want to throw a potato at him and see if that works. And then like maka D20 ka, and then you can go like, oh shit, that worked. Like inga na ka ridiculous na thing can happen. So it's kind of the movie trying to capture the feeling of a campaign na murag. All the characters speak like modern people, but ang world niya is ancient and it takes its lore seriously.
I see. I thought it's like so. There's like a meta twist to it.
Dude, like it. There's nothing that no one says anything about like, man, if there was a dungeon master that would like roll the dice, I hope that they do whatever. Like it's not like that at all. Like it's not cheeky about like its lore. Like it just plays out like a regular fantasy thing, and it borrows from the established lore book of D&D, and yeah.
But where does Chris Pine and the others fit in the story?
Lang sila. They're basically just like different classes of characters. So you got Chris Pine, who is like a bard, and then see Michelle Rodriguez, who's a barbarian, and then see Sophia Lillis, who's a druid, and then sorcerer ang katong si Justice Smith. and they go on this quest na murag, and then there are dungeons and dragons. Like, okay, we're the party, and then this is our quest. We have to find this thing, and then this is our thing, and then this is the villain, and ingana. Like, but like, Tiny watched it and she thought na, oh yeah, this is really fun. As someone who likes to watch D&D, it feels like they captured the spirit of the game and what makes it fun for players and turned it into a movie. So Mona, yeah, like, I can't imagine that you play something na walay graphics. Like, do you like D&D third? Like, do you like playing with your...
No, I did. I did have a few friends playing. We did play a few board games together. We tried a campaign once. It was homebrewed, whatever you guys call it. So it was it was just our own little thing, and then we played it for like the entire day. It was pretty lengthy, but we had fun. Fun. So I guess maybe now that you told me about how it's not an isekai story,
No.
how it's not Zathura or Jumanji.
No, not at all.
Well, I guess it's fun. Maybe I should check it out.
I was like, Morag, I was just really trying to figure out na Morag, there has to be some kind of twist here. Like, Morag, they're gonna break the fourth wall and reveal na si Chris Pine is like a character, and then the dungeon master is the Red Wizard or ingana. But it doesn't do that, man. Like, it takes the story very seriously. Like, Morag, yeah, there are jokes and then it's funny, but at the same time, there's a core to the story na Morag. Just because I think they're trying to appeal to mga 30-somethings. So, see, Chris Pine like has a child, and then he's trying to be like a good father, and I'm like, oh, okay. I guess this is what that is. Like, Morag.
They know their demographic.
Yeah, they're like, okay, millennial father, like Chris Pine, and then like, and then he's playing with a bunch of mga younger kids who have no friends. So sila ang kanang the younger kids in the party. But I'm not gonna.
I guess
I don't need to spoil anything for you. I'm just telling you, Marag. It's good fun. Like, if you wanna listen to the dialogue and like the characters, like, Morag, if you can watch D&D and you can bring your kids to watch it. Okay, I think the trend with fantasy right now is it's kind of getting too smart or too mature. So like, I don't think your kids would like Rings of Power, but I like you can't bring your kids to watch House of the Dragon either, and you can't show them kadang Vox Machina on Amazon. Like, you know Vox Machina, right?
Oh, I've not seen that. I've heard about that one, but I want to check it out.
It's I don't know, like Vox Machina is kind of what Dungeons and Dragons was trying to do. Na, like, they turn a campaign and turn it into a story, and then like everyone is a different character, everyone is a different like class, a different race, and then they go on like mga adventures, and then basically they took the Vox Machina concept and then they turned it into like a PG movie. So siya fun elements for like the kids to watch, and it definitely entices people to be like, what the fuck is Dungeons and Dragons, and where can I play this thing? Like, that's probably what's gonna happen here in Amurag. Oh, like, more people are probably gonna want to try and play. And like, yeah, I don't know.
I think they did that with Stranger Things.
Yeah, exactly. So like, that's the ano niya. So the thingy in Stranger Things, hey, why don't we make a movie about that? And then mona niya ang movie niya. So
what company is this? What distributor? What is it?
I want to say Hasbro. Like, there was a Hasbro on the like credits of the movie now. A Hasbro company, and I'm like, oh, okay, so they own this now. So like, I was wondering, like, where are the Chris Pine toys? Like, because I like toys. So, like, if you want me to get addicted to something, if you wanted me to get into John Wick, you should have just sent me a toy. Then I'd be like, oh, this is my favorite thing now. like,
too bad. Like, you can only find him in a suit. Pretty boring
I know.
model.
Or like Transformers. 2020 was peak Transformers time for me. Like, murag, I got just one toy out of a whim, and then I watched all the Michael Bay movies. I watched the animated movie. I watched like episodes of the animated series. I'm just like, Morag, that's the hack here. You just need me to give me a toy, then I love it forever. Thank you. So like, I was wondering, where the fuck are the D&D toys? Where's the tiny Sophia Lillis druid toy that transforms? I was like, I didn't get anything. But I think they're just waiting for it to be successful. Kay, I think the main focus nila is the board game, not like, figures and toys. Kay, it's all about the imagination and like the fantasy characters in this one don't act like fantasy characters. Like, there's a dragon in it that's a really fat dragon, and then like it's just funny to watch it because they kind of animate it like a cat that's really fat. So it tries to like slither at all the people, the dragon, and then you can imagine what the board game looks like now, where they're like, oh, the dragon goes in this direction, and then oh, this is the puzzle, and I'm like, oh, it's pretty neat. It's pretty fun. Like, as someone who dabbled in that world, like, oh, this feels familiar to me. But yeah, I wonder what casual fans think. When we went to the theater, it was empty. Like nobody was into it.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, like,
I think you went on a weekday as well, so I think that's the thing.
I'm imagining like there are some people in QC or something like with the more creative circles who are just like, oh my god, manood tayo ng D&D pare, or like let's all go in costume and then watch on this day. But when we went, it was just like 5 people in the theater, and like, but I still had fun. Ikaw, like,
I didn't know that it came out this week actually, because the marketing wasn't really that big. Like, I did not see a lot of it on my feed
actually,
or maybe it's the algorithm against me. I don't know.
I don't know why. It seems to be primed for kanang blockbuster because it came out in March. This is the same time that they released the Avengers movies. Like, this is prime blockbuster time. But gamay ra kayo ang D&D na excitement. Maybe because we're in the Philippines, like, it seems like a lot of people in the US are very excited. But here,
I mean, yeah, D&D is a luxury here in the Philippines.
I don't know if it's a luxury. Like, more I have friends who buy the books in book sale and like mag-ano sila. But I guess there's a lot of English speaking, so like ayoko yan. Like di ko ana ba Inglesero man. There's a barrier we have to surpass. Like walay Bisaya ang Dungeons and Dragons.
I guess to the listeners out there, what do you recommend? What can you say?
Yeah, I'm like, personally ako, like, Dungeons and Dragons to me is very dependent on your DM. Like, it's very easy to have a very boring ganang campaign if like your DM is not a showman or like murag it's a very it's a very storyteller like driven thing. But if you find your DM, if you have your circle and then you enjoy this game, like a lot of people find it very fulfilling na maka D&D sila. Like si Craig Mazin, who did The Last of Us, in the podcast, he all the time like mugush siya about like, that's why I have my D&D sessions because they keep me sane. And I'm like, that's very like fascinating. Like more creative people are really drawn to this. Like Dan Harmon is very like, he plays D&D like so I'm already like more like, what is this in for me, because I want to be part of that kind of circle. But like
you're trying to fit
I'm just
in.
trying to fit in. Like when Dan Harmon comes, I'll be like, D&D, right? Like I don't know. Like but
you're pulling out a Scott Pilgrim and Ramona flowers right there.
It's like D&D. I know them. What's your favorite dungeon? Yeah. What's your favorite?
The dragon one.
Yeah. I think I guessed enough. We're out of time.
Yeah, we forgot to talk about a few things though. Maybe we could talk about it next week.
We didn't talk about Kang the assaulter.
Yeah, Kang the assaulter. Yeah. Dude, the dude is, I don't know. I don't know. Like the only thing that can kill Kang is Kang himself.
Naluwi ko niya ba, because like there are statements that are being released though that Jonathan Majors, who was to contextualize, he got jailed because he assaulted and strangulated a woman though who was his ex, and then immediately like murag it spread like wildfire on Twitter na Jonathan Majors like arrested ingana, and then people were coming forward that he was a toxic person though, that he was a sociopath. Na murag, I used to work with him in one film before, and then he was a sociopath, but everyone still keeps working with him because he's talented apparently. And then I'm like, oh shit, like what's gonna happen? Like there are photos of kind of the secret agents like whispering to Kevin Feige as if like 9/11 happened. Like murag, sir, the second like
Sir, the Kang has fallen.
yeah.
It's crazy. Like, at least the MCU has their own Ezra Miller now, right? So good luck with quality with PR crisis management there. MCU.
I'm not willing to like judge anyone yet. Like, maybe these statements are true. It's not like anyone got paid off Harvey Weinstein style, because I just saw that movie, like the Harvey Weinstein, but like scandal movie. She said, but like I don't know. I'm just gonna wait for what happens, because like people are coming up with their own testimonies about how horrible he is. But I'm like I'm playing devil's advocate and go like, make them hate him. So when he becomes the villain in Kang, like murag meta sad ang hate sa mga people niya, like murag make him a real villain.
Oh, shut
like
the fuck
that's
up.
like hiring.
So stop that.
That's like hiring Kevin Spacey to be Galactus or something, or like make Kevin Spacey like Doctor Doom, and then people will like hate him for real. But and then it just adds to kind of a villain's
recipe for a perfect movie. Then, aside from that, though, I mentioned MCU. It's also funny now that we have a Jeremy Renner documentary about his snowplow incident. It was pretty funny.
Oh man.
That was hilarious.
It wasn't funny that he almost fucking died, like murag.
Yeah, but it was funny how Disney milked it.
Okay,
man.
yeah, okay, I guess that's silly.
Like everyone was thinking like this is just The Boys with Vought, and then when the fast black guy got a heart attack, and then he went on a redemption ad for I don't know.
Hey, you can't stop the A train. Like,
yeah.
Oh man, like I don't know, man. Like I think Jeremy Renner is like, he seems like a cool guy. He got injured Mundo while trying to save someone. So like, and then it was like before that he has another Disney show where he like repurposes trucks. So I'm like, wow. So like dagan kay PR na nahitabo ni Jeremy Renner, like like post Hawkeye, like besides his Disney series, like oh now he has to talk about how he almost died because of his leg. Okay, it was like, oh my.
I mean, yeah, it may be inspirational for others, I guess, but it's pretty funny to think that, like, why did you fucking make a documentary about it? It's funny.
It doesn't need a documentary. If anything, it just deserves like, I don't know, an 8-minute like talk about what happened. Maybe a dramatization. I'll watch that. Like, Chris Evans plays like Jeremy Renner.
Or I don't know, a Hot Ones episode.
Oh yeah, probably a Hot Ones.
Jeremy Renner almost gets plowed by Hot Wings, something like that.
It's like from ice to fire, like Jeremy Renner versus Hot Wings.
From ice to fire.
The song of snow and fire.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that's where we end. Oh, we got one more thing. We got the element. But that's for the next episode.
Next episode. If you want to talk about Elemental,
yeah.
There was another animated one that got a trailer. I forgot. Mario. I'm excited for Mario.
The Gendy Tartakovsky show
one.
that I told that
Unicorn
I shared.
something.
And the unicorn fucking shit. That was so cool though. And what was it? We got Barry season 4 finale.
Oh, it's done?
No, just got a trailer. Yeah. And we get a Yellow Jacket season 2.
Man, these are all your shows.
So,
I'm just like, lahi ang akong radar
fuck you.
right now. I'm like,
what are you? What are you? Success? Are you the Succession
no,
kind of
not
guy?
yet.
Are you the Crown?
I wish to be part of that club.
I wish to be. Are you the White Lotus kind of guy?
I could not.
Is that you?
I tried, Jude. Like, it's not it's not as funny or mysterious as it thinks it is. But I just want
I have to check that out.
I just really want to get to the part where Jennifer Coolidge is just like, these gays, they're trying to kill me. I'm just like, I just want to be there for that meme. But I already watched Euphoria, so I'm like, I don't know. Sige na lang.
That's enough of teen angst or something for
Yeah.
for your
Yeah,
for
I
your
have
life.
enough Sydney Sweeney in my life now. Yeah, but that was episode 52. Thank you for listening to Feed the
Yes.
Geeks. Yeah, next week.
This has been
Yeah,
30.
this has been Bayani. I'm sorry, I was gonna do like a next week. Just
Okay,
do that.
again.
Next week we will try to talk about. I don't know. Do you want to talk about the Super Mario movie? It drops April 19.
Oh wait, oh shit! It comes out. Oh no, we're gonna have to talk about it after when it comes out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. Like, I don't know. Maybe Jonathan Majors will do something else next week. And I'll be like, okay, this is the story now. Like, yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it has been 30.
This is Bayani signing off.
See you. Bye bye.